All right, y'all, man. Welcome back to the channel. I do want to say disclaimer. So I'm gonna upload this video. I usually upload videos on Sunday on this channel, but I think for the past 2 weeks, hopefully not three, but since the last video I posted, I feel like I haven't posted in like 2 weeks or a week. So this video will probably be posted in a weekday. I'm gonna try to schedule them, but yeah, I'm gonna try to run all these videos out, and then next week's video should be more of a video I record on Sunday and post. I was like, I've been recording videos, so I have the videos there. It's just like every time I get done recording, I end up doing my clothes and my laundry, and I just forget. So I'm gonna remember today. But listen, man, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, this is a channel. This is the Galaxy. I'm your tour guide, just showing you amazing places around the galaxy out here, and hopefully you guys definitely all enjoy your time with me, the tour guide, man, telling y'all, what's going on in the galaxy. Today, this part of the galaxy, man, we want to talk about how you should always, I would say always have good, I would say always have good, like, good relationships with people. So basically, in the last video, if you watched it, I had said that, I was facing an eviction notice. I just had an eviction notice. I didn't know how I was going to pay it, right? Like, really didn't. So, luckily, my grandma was able to use some money she had saved up, pay my rent off for me. But, coincidentally, of course, the job I be telling y'all that's not advertised publicly, I end up just caving in because I didn't want her to have to pay for me because she kept making it this big deal and all this other stuff. So I was just like, I'm gonna try to pay it myself. And honestly, I'm at the point. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just try to pay it myself. So I tried to pay it myself and hit up the dude. He ended up trying to put a check through. I gave him my account information. He tried to put a check into it. That check got bounced or rejected, and it showed up as fraud. So because of that, my, I don't know, 8, maybe even 10 years. I don't think it was 10 years though, but it's definitely been like at least 8 years or at least like 5 or something years with me banking with Huntington, and they closed my account. So because of that, I was super salty. It's like a relationship. It's like, dang, like we've been cool for so long. Y'all just cut me like that. So I'm dealing with that, working on getting another bank and everything, and then just other stuff. So it was cool. But then what also made it worse was they closed my account for the fraud check, but because of other stuff like Cash App that happened, they wasn't able to. I mean, because of the Cash App stuff, I was Cash Apping somebody the same day the check was supposed to had gone through, and I seen the money in my account, so I thought it had went through, but it didn't. So I ended up using some money that apparently I didn't have, and then that got my account into negative. So not only did they close my account, but my account is in a negative. So working on doing that. I think my grandma. So my grandma had did that, pay my rent. So when she put the money into my account, it was supposed to have been closed, but somehow the bank that she went to, they let it pass. And because they let it pass, it involved this whole weird thing where they was like, I don't know what to do. She's trying to get her money back, blah, blah, blah. So then she ended up, finding some more money, using that money, and then having to take that to Walmart and do like a MoneyGram or whatever. And then I was able to pick the money up from Walmart and stuff, and then go take it to my apartment complex, so that way I didn't have it on my record. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. But now, because I was in the negative, Huntington took the money out that they gave. That the money, like my grandma she put in some money. She wasn't able to get her total back because they took out some of it to get my account out of the negatives to get their money back. So now I even owe my grandma more money, and it's just like, now you would think a smart person would be like, it was a wrong decision. You shouldn't do it again. But yes, I'm also gonna talk to this guy again. Listen, the whole check thing, I think I'm gonna try to pass on that note, and I'm gonna try to just do this thing where it's like, it helps you just do like more of a. It's another thing I'm working on. Okay, I don't want to make this a video of me going to jail, but I'm trying another way. Sneak past the system. And hopefully it works. I'm basically gonna give him all the money I even got, because again, I still have no job, no income. The only income I have is from doing a couple surveys that gave me some checks that I'm gonna cash and stuff like that. So I am happy that I took a risk on that other course. And that's anyway. But it's been a long week. It's been a very long week. Is basically what I'm trying to say. But I was able to pay my rent, and I'm cool for now until at least the next 2-3 months if I don't pay. Then it'd be another situation like we in before. But I'm hoping to get a job, this week for sure. So that will help out a little bit. But anyway, the reason I said you shouldn't burn bridges is because the only reason my grandma had helped me out is because she said I was always, respectful and everything like that versus my other cousins or my other siblings. They not as respectful as me, right? Like I've always been a nice, respectful person. Like even if I don't like you, I'm not just gonna I don't know cause a scene. It would just be if I don't like you, I'm just very quiet. Like you'd be like, "Hey, how's your day?" I'll just be like, right, or I'll just be like, "It was cool." Like I'll just say some like just say something just to like I don't care. Like I don't want to talk to you. But I've always been cool, like, cause I understand, sometimes people are either rude or mean, in their own way or whatever, and sometimes they can help it. Sometimes it's some type of backstory that I just may not know about. Now, I do have one person in particular right now. It's so crazy, but they be looking out for me. And as much as I'm not the biggest fan of the way my mom chose to raise me, she do sometimes be looking out for me. So, sadly, I had to try to pay her back financially, of course. So, I'm working on it. But yeah. So the lesson is you should always just have faith. Also, that things are working out for you. Like for me, I literally had no idea. I was like, okay, they want this amount of money. I don't have that amount of money. What can we do here, you guys? Like, what can we do to ease this pain on us? So I didn't know. I was just manifesting something will happen and manifesting something come through. And luckily, my grandma was able to come through. So it has been a big lesson to me. One to it's like people keep telling me like, man, you don't have a drive. You don't have a drive, and I'm like, I have a drive. It's just like the concept of doing something that you don't want to do. I feel like it's some type of weird conditioning that we in, and I'm sorry that I'm the person who hear other people's stories and see how these other people are living life, and they live a life that isn't as stressful as yours, right? Like my grandma talking about how I should have a job and this and that. I'm a grown man and this and that. Like I understand it, and I should. Nobody's saying what she's saying is wrong. It's am I picky and stuff like that because oh yeah, you don't have nothing. You should be able to take anything. It was jobs I didn't like. I had to clean up, throw up, or this or that. And I understand where she's coming from, but I never wanted to do that type of stuff. Like I'm sorry, but all these jobs I've been having, like if y'all watch the channel and everything, y'all know I done had what random jobs, temp jobs, warehouse jobs, whatever. And I didn't like none of them. Now, I will say the call center one I didn't like personally, but at the same time, I didn't not like it that much. Like, it was actually a pretty chill job. You just wait for people to call. You just tell them, like, some simple stuff, and it's cool. Like, the conversation literally lasted for, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, right? And you just do that. You get a break every now and again. It was cool. And the best part about that is literally the coworkers. I'm not going to lie. Like, coworkers really do help a job at the same time. In my mindset, that was an accident. I didn't mean to, like, be friends with these people and stuff like that. But we ended up being really cool. Not cool enough where I keep up to contact with them, but I do hope to maybe see them before I ever, moved out the city or something like that. I hope to run into them like at a Walmart or a gas station or something like that. Yeah, so they was really cool people. I really did like seeing them out, and I thought it was pretty cool. But you know what I'm saying? Even doing that, I hated it every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but to them, it's normal. It's normal to just hate your job and do it. To me, it's not. Okay, that's the difference from a job and a career, right? A career is, whoo, I get the opportunity to do this today. Like, if I had a career of, I don't know, making furniture, I'm not about to go to the office like, oh man, I gotta come up with some furniture to make. I'm gonna be like, whoo, I got a great idea about this furniture I want to make, this and that, woo, whoopty whoop, right? And then if I work at somewhere like, I don't know, if I'm just like somebody who goes around cutting grass, but I hate cutting grass, I'm like, bruh, I don't want to cut grass. I want to make furniture. Yeah, it's just not gonna be the same. Like you're just gonna hate it. But then you're like, oh, I got the job doing what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Life is fast. That's what I would say. I would say life is very fast, and it's just like, why would you want to suffer? And then she helps. She literally, this is literally word from her mouth. Literally word from her mouth, bro. If you work a job, you work two. She literally told me to get 2 or 3 jobs. She's like, you work 2 or 3 jobs, you won't even have time to be at home. And that's normal. I said, so you mean to tell me you telling me to get a job, make this money, but not be able to spend the money I'm making, and I'm supposed to just take all my money I'm making to pay bills? That's what you're telling me. No. Why would I? Why would I even invest in a house that I even like? If that was the case, imagine. Just imagine. Now, some people do it though. Some people do it, but imagine you just bought. I would say a mansion. You literally bought a mansion. You bought it. I guess you looked around and you was like, oh, I like the pool. I like the garage. I like all this other stuff. You buy a mansion. You literally probably sleep there one day in like 4 months. The rest of the 4 months, you literally are, I don't know, in a hotel room or I guess working, right? According to her. According to her. Why would you buy a mansion? One, that's money you could just save. Two, again, you never there. And then remember, I think most of the time with mansions, you usually have to pay a staff because mansions are basically buildings. But basically you gotta pay for upkeep, right? Unless you just, but again, in this scenario, you don't have time to be there to clean it up yourself. So again, you are paying people to upkeep stuff. You paying all these bills and everything with a mansion. You're literally there twice, 3 times a year. If every 4 months is when you go home, and when you go home, you only stay there for like, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, and then after that you back working or something. I don't know, right? That's kind of like the concept she was giving. She was like, yeah, I'm working 2 or 3 jobs. I'm barely at home. I literally go home and go to sleep. Then she put me on the phone with a cousin. He talked about some. Yeah, I work 3 jobs. I sleep in my car for 15 minutes and then I go to my next job. I said, I'm sorry. If that's what y'all want to do, that's cool, right? But for me, I'm sorry. I can't live that life. I will never in my life have 3 jobs. And especially 3 jobs like that. Okay, I can understand 2 jobs. Like, oh, I got to go here, I got to go there, right? I can understand that, but I still I would never do that for like a whole year. The fact that you have 3 jobs and you've been doing it multiple times a year or multiple years, that's very different than something I would choose from, right? If you want to do that, you want to keep going to work and do this and that, and you basically only got a 15-minute break in between each job, hey, more power to you, right? Especially if you have no goal. It ain't like a goal that you're reaching. You're just doing it to get money. Again, that's you. But for me, I done seen the other side. I done seen people who the same amount of money you work in 3 jobs to get, they done made that in like, I don't know, one job. Or they done made it, and then not even that. Some people have made that amount of money in only like 4, 5 hours. So that's 5 hours of work. They just put in, 5 hours a day. Some people even put in 3, 2, maybe 1, right? And they getting the same or even more money than you, spending your whole 24 hours at 3 different jobs that you hate, right? These ain't jobs. These ain't careers. These are jobs that you hate. These are jobs that you go to and you hate it, but you somehow quote unquote do it. It's just not working for me. I'm sorry. And then I got a claim from somebody else in my gym. One of the old OGs I talked to. He was telling me like, hey, a lot of people nowadays don't want to work because we hear what y'all do for work. It's the difference from work and career. And majority of people, hate to say it, but are mostly doing work. No, it's only a small amount of people are doing careers, okay? Doing stuff that they want to do, doing stuff that they are happy doing. Everybody else is just doing the work. And then there's a lot of people who I found out some people really don't know what to do, right? Like for me, I know that I like storytelling, and I kind of got into this thing of reviewing stuff. Like I would love to get paid to just review experiences, different places, because I feel like it's a cool thing to do. Just have people care about your opinion like that, I feel like it's amazing. But and that's stuff that I like to do. Like I would like to contribute that way, and those are my career goals. But in the meantime, it's just doing these jobs. They suck so much. It makes me so mad. It throws off my vibe. I'm not saying I'm I look at the world and I'm grumpy because of it. It's just a personal thing. Like for me, like I'm cool. You meet me. I'll be at the job saying how I hate the job, and I'm pretty sure everybody else will say, oh, we hate this job too. But for me, it really bothers me to be working that job that I hate. I'm sorry, it does. It does. But anyway, listen, you gotta have faith, bro. I'm having faith that things are working out. I'm having faith that I'm gonna get a job that I actually like, or I'm gonna have faith that I'm in my career, like I'm in doing something that I actually like. Like when I go to work, it's always a fun story. It's never a I'm here at work eating away my life. No, it's just like, hey, I went to work for a little bit, then I did X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. It's a balance, you know. And honestly, I just hope to have that life and have that money to help them get away from that life. Because I feel like it's kind of like a prison. It's like a prison, but you okay being a prisoner. It's like, yeah, I know. If I stretch my arms out, I can reach the both side, the whole room, right? It's like, bro, why you happy in this little room that you can reach out both hands and touch, or you can get a room that you can't touch when you reach your hands out, and it gives you room to stretch and grow and be bigger, right? You know the saying or that study about them saying, oh, they took some fleas and put a lid on it, and then the fleas had kids, and then they took the lid off, but the kids only still went as high as when the lid was on because they was programmed to only go that high, but they could go higher. They always just stayed where the lid was at, and the lid was even off. They could have went out. They could have went out, but they didn't. It'd be like if you had a dog, you had the dog, in the fence. The dog's in a small fence, right? And you tell the dog, go outside. You could go outside the fence. They stay in the fence, right? They could go out, explore or something, right? Go on a walk. They stay inside of the fence, never leaving, never leave. They just stay in the fence, thinking that's the best ever. They comfortable. And I'm just sorry. I'm not saying it like I'm this big entrepreneur and I'm super big. It's just like I feel like you should live a life that you are happy with. For some people, they love the ambition, right? Some people literally cannot sit still and relax and watch a movie. They have to be doing something. Like they just feel like they have to keep moving. And again, I don't shame anybody because everybody is needed. You need people who want to just work, 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 work. You need people who don't want to work, who find other ways to work. You need creativity and diversity of different people who do different work. Somebody may be a painter of a house. Somebody else uh, makes lamps or something. I don't know. Those are different people that you need, right? You need somebody with the lamp. You need somebody with the painting, right? Somebody who paints something may need a light to see the painting. Somebody who needs the light wants to use the light to look at a painting, right? Things go together, right? Peanut butter goes with jelly, okay? Day goes with night. It's a thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's the main manifestation. And I mean, that's the main lesson here. Is just keep manifesting that everything is working out for you. Keep manifesting that you make great connections and you always treat people nicely because you really do never know when you need them. Like if I would have been disrespectful to my grandma or something like that, she would have not wanted to help me. But luckily, I was always nice to her and always listened to her, whatever, and that allowed me to be able to be trusting enough for her to give me the money to pay my rent and of course pay her back, right? But that's it, man. Thanks for touring around the galaxy this week. And I'm going to make sure to get those videos out to you. Make sure if you did like this video, if you have anything that you want to express in the video, or if you maybe want to state your own opinion on how you feel about jobs or careers or keeping money, not keeping money, put it down in the comments below. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if vibing with me, want to keep up with my life and everything. And then if not, hope you have a great life. Hope you have a great time today or tonight, or maybe if you sleep and somehow listening to this, I hope that your sleep is good and you're dreaming of you with a picnic and maybe like your closest 10 celebrities or closest friends or family members, and y'all just having a picnic and it's super cool. So yeah, that's it.